There with your boy Phoenix. I'm out here in the beautiful city park, New Orleans, and one of the reasons I really love coming here is because of the trees. Uh, so I said I'm gonna take a day today and just be in as much nature as possible. Plus, I felt the need to be around bodies of water, but these trees are magnificent, and these pictures don't even do it justice. But these are the trees over here in New Orleans. They got a special flair about them that you'll only find down south or these tropical regions, you know what I'm saying? But they're huge. I'm right under one right here. And the way they branch out is just amazing. You know what I mean? And these little pieces of moss or something, these little stringy mosses that hang from them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this right here. But this is City Park. And I figured what a perfect time to do a read, maybe get a new surrounding, you know what I'm saying? Um, whoop. It's still in line with last night's live because it's about the evolution of things, and I finally finished the helmet, the new version. You know, it's got the wings and everything on it, and it feels good. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the feeling right now. Today is the Blue Night, which is more about dreams and the abundance that comes from these dreams. You know, ideas, thoughts, things you would never thought of, communication from loved ones or guides or ancestors, giving you that heads up, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Giving you nudges, giving you clarity on current situations that you're in. So this is one of those days where dreaming big and really allowing yourself to expand, you know, especially in the dream state of your but more so what came to me today was daydreaming, and how what a beautiful meditation that is, daydreaming. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time in class, it must have been 5th grade, I was looking out the window and I was having a hell of a dream, and I didn't realize it till today, but when the teacher called on me, she knew I was looking out the window, and she knew I wasn't paying attention to the question that she was asking, right? But I blurted out the first thing that came to my mind, which was 5. And she said, correct. That was the answer. I was like, whew, because I thought I was about to get in trouble. But what I'm realizing is being in that state, I was very much present, you know, but I was also somewhere else at the same time. And, you know, when you think back to tiny instances like that, it really gives you more of an understanding of how our inner technology really works. You know what I mean? It would be so great if we could figure it out and have like an equation and we could keep going back to it. But it's more of a trust, you know what I mean? Blurting the first thing that comes out of your mouth, and not in a heightened state of emotion either, you know what I'm saying? Even though that was a little bit of pressure. So, you know, it could go many ways, I guess. So it's one of those things where the dreams, the memories, the daydreaming. What does my new reality look like? And I was riding up here, I was looking at all these beautiful houses in NOLA. You know what I mean? Some of them are just like classic Southern homes, but a lot of them are painted with colors that just don't seem to go together, but they really do. And the voice that I heard was like, you're supposed to be daydreaming. Don't worry about anything as far as the cost, the people around, the area. It's just, what do you like based on what you see? Just what do you like? If you could pick anything out of here, if you could pick a couple, which ones would you choose? And see yourself there. You know what I mean? Forget all the parts where how we get there, you know, the moving, the contracts and the meetings and what needs to be done with the house, you know, the maintenance and all that. But just allow yourself to dream without any limitation, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about today, and we'll see what Fancy's deck got for us. And I've had a lot of dreams, so that's why I brought the books out. These are all the books for the new and the upcoming books. So I'm gonna sit out here and channel and draw and daydream next to the water once I get done with this. It's all about that heart. The Queen of Hearts. This is the internal. Um, exactly in line with what I was talking about, in the sense that what do you love? What do you really love? You know what I mean? No limitations. It's like if you could have anybody in the world, kind of thing. You know what I mean? If you could visit anywhere, if you could travel anywhere, if you could do anything that your heart desired, what would it be? And don't look at the price, the cost. Don't look at any of those physical things. It's about manifesting in the spiritual first, using your emotions as the fuel to guide that manifestation towards you. The last couple of days, it's been like a magnetism thing. You know what I'm saying? Where you pull things towards you. This is a very feminine quality that we all possess to certain degrees. But it's just like anything else. If you simplify it, it's looking attractive to your prospects. You know what I'm saying? Being in line or in tuned or in the frequency that they are. Look at that. And cinnamon, you know, being a little bit spicy here. There's a lot of feminine energy already. And on top, look, the yellow seed, she came out yesterday. So this is exactly in line with what I've been feeling right here. Or maybe I'm just pulling for myself, and these are just nuggets for you. You know what I'm saying? This is collective as far as I'm concerned. I feel a lot of us are going through this kind of on one end, it's a big fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like throwing your hands up to what is, because you realize that that is not going to change in any way. And I mean, the old world, the old way of doing things, it's always kind of going to be there, and it's going to have the same results. But for those of us who want something new, you know what I mean? Cinnamon is that abundance, but you see how thick and full she is, you know? This is that pregnancy with the seed and the Queen of Hearts here. This is being full of new ideas, new dreams, and new desires, and activating them with the cinnamon and with the day keeper today being that that's a beautiful crow. Today's day keeper being the blue knight, which is all about dreams. It's being in that realm of imagination at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Letting your mind go, you know, freeing your mind from the confines of the physical limitations or the social limitations, you know what I mean? Anything that restricts your freedom of creativity or expression or experiencing things in this world. And the yellow seed is about, like I said, which houses would you pick, you know, on that ride over here? And being aware of your surroundings. Where am I at right now? Does it feel, you know what I'm saying, like a place I would want to live? And maybe it's just you taking bits and pieces of information of a certain house or a certain area, endeavor, not necessarily the entirety of it all. You understand what I'm saying? But with the yellow seed, the seed is given all the information it needs. So this is like a scavenger hunt, a spiritual scavenger hunt, where we're on the lookout for the things that draw our attention, that spark our awareness, that cause us to flower, you know what I'm saying? To bear fruit, basically, at the end of the day. So I'm gonna clarify each. Crochet, yellow warrior, perfect, and the lady of the shrine. All right. So with these cards in tandem, the yellow warrior is about the questioning, again, using your intelligence. Where am I? What do I want? And why? You know, kind of like asking yourself, well, what's the attraction to what it is you're looking at? Well, I like the way the house is shaped. I like the energy around. It has a nice big yard. You know what I mean? Well, what are you looking for? I need more space. I need an area where I can work my crafts, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm thinking of my hobbies and my endeavors. I would need room for my Transformer collection. I would like an open space for that. You know what I mean? So these questions are coming up at this time as to what it is we really want as the heart's desire. Crochet and the Lady of the Shrine working in tandem. I'll get to that in a second, but I want to keep them where they came out. Crocheting, this is being heart-centered, really in touch with where your heart is at now and what you're feeling. I feel a lot of us have had plenty of confirmations and you know, just the clarity of our situations that we're in. And we know pretty much, if it hasn't gone already, what needs to leave. And it hasn't come already in, what needs to be done to get there. But this is being very much sensitive to the world around you at the same time, being that the spider is at the center of the web, very much so like the heart is at the center, you know what I mean? And putting those strings out into the world so that you can feel, you know what I mean? It's not a 45-degree pie. It's not a, you know what I'm saying, 180. We're talking about 360. So we're talking about the entirety, the whole circle. Really taking putting your head on a swivel and looking at everything possible before you make your decision. So let's say you were just for example, you're going to buy shoes, you know what I'm saying? You want to see all the shoes that they have and the sizes and the different colors that they have before you make your final decision. You know, that's a very simple explanation for it. But even further than that, maybe there's 3 stores on the street that sell shoes. So you want to go to all 3 and check out everything before you make your final decision. You don't want to just settle on the first thing you see. Even though, you know, with the way things are going, you might actually walk into that kind of thing where it's like love at first sight. But still, you owe it to yourself to see, because there might be 2 pairs of shoes that you like, you know what I mean? There might be 3 or 4 that you want to come back for. So it really puts it, it's kind of like getting ahead of yourself in certain ways, you know what I mean? You're going to come back, so you know exactly what you want next time, you know what I mean? And for the seeds, we have the Lady of the Shrine. This has a lot to do with ancestry. And lo and behold, here comes the train. I'll give y'all a peek of the train as it goes by. But because I think it's very symbolic about getting on the train, getting on track. You know what I'm saying? And this is the little tourist train that they have that goes around and around the park. Zoom in a little bit on it so you can see it. And that's the train. Yeah, and they was all over my helmet last time. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Um, the Lady of the Shrine has a lot of ancestry behind it, and that's one of the reasons I'm out here today, because these trees are older than generations of my family that have been down here, or as a collective. You know, they have a lot of history. They've seen it all. Hell, some of our ancestors may or may not have hung from some of these trees, being that we're in the South. The stories that they could tell, you know what I'm saying? The things that they have seen and heard, kind of energy, helps you tap into the area that you're in, the spirits that are around you, the history of it all. I mean, the true history, you know what I'm saying? Not the ones written by the conquerors or the people who didn't have the knowledge or were trying to switch the story around. This is the actual natural library, you know what I mean? So that's the Lady of the Shrine. It's this communion with the unseen, so to speak, as you're crafting these seeds. And like I said, with the day being the daydreaming and all that, being able to connect and have those kind of entities or energies speak out through you, you know what I'm saying, or to you, to help you target. And that's why the awareness is here, because, you know, you have to be silent in order to hear. You know, it's I don't know too many people that talk during their daydreaming, but even the internal dialogue is tuned out. You know what I'm saying? The monkey mind, what needs to be done for today, kind of thing. You really just release and program this seed using your own heart-centered desires and wishes and goals at this time, be they short-term or long-term. But the future, your legacy, you know what I'm saying? It is, and we really need to redefine these for ourselves, because a lot of people say success means money. You know what I'm saying? When it may just be you passing on a home that houses generations in a quiet place, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere peaceful where your children could grow up and their children can grow up and not have to worry about stuff that we had to go through to get there. You understand what I'm saying? So it has a lot of that legacy, and the information here, a lot of that would come from people who didn't have, you know what I mean? So it's almost like some of these spirits were vicariously, our ancestors vicariously living through us to help us accomplish what they couldn't due to circumstance. You know what I mean? So the seed being passed down, you know what I mean? The seed, whether that be the seeds from the trees, the seed that you've grown with your mate companion. You know what I'm saying? Or just the things that you have in mind for yourself as you start to grow. And remembering on this Mother's Day weekend that we were once a seed, and the things that we were programmed with as well. Uh-huh. Our family traditions, our traumas, and our gifts and our, what I'm saying, flaws and weaknesses all came through that genetic bloodline. So these are things to keep in mind today. And how it shows up, well, you kind of just let it show up. It's not a thing that you really have to force today. It's really about letting your mind go and letting your heart speak to you. You know what I'm saying? About letting your heart guide the way, and asking yourself all the questions that you need to ask at this time. Being intelligent about the thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to just pick up and move to Alaska if you feel like you need to be around icebergs and polar bears. There has to be a course of action now behind all that. You know, you got to ask the right people the right things, and that's another thing. When you can't get that moment to yourself, you're still out there doing the research. Like, if you want to start a business in automotive, well, you're going to start asking questions to people who are already successful in the fields or the endeavors that you are already, that your heart is leading you to at this time. So I'm gonna cut one more, and then we'll get a word of advice or some medicine on it, and then we'll wrap it up today. And then I'm gonna get out here and do some Tai Chi and some yoga. You know what I'm saying? Leave another energetic imprint over here. Because it's still a relationship, you know what I'm saying? So I usually come to the same spot first, and then I branch out from here. But this is the place where I get myself grounded and centered. Because it was the place that called out to me, you feel me? So let me see here. All relevant energies. People on this kind of path. Give a little bit of medicine for those people. For people on this kind of path or looking towards this, please. We have the yellow human. That is channeling. That's exactly the daydream meditation right here. And this is where we'll get a lot of our answers. You know what I'm saying? That influence. So we're talking about inward fluidity. This is that allowing yourself to give the mind a break for a little bit and let your thoughts be free. The Justice card. And the last one is the Wheel of Fortune. How about this? This is a beautiful lineup today. And I'm grateful for it. And for anybody that happens to see this video and all the way through and get all these messages, my God. I mean, nothing's by coincidence that you're seeing it and that these cards are coming out the way that they are. The Justice is more about the balance within oneself, but also giving yourself the justice that you deserve at this time. You know what I'm saying? Very heart-centered kind of energy as well, because this is about self-love at the end of the day, and giving yourself the nurturing, the time, the space that you need for anything that you have to do at this time. And then that the Wheel of Fortune is almost self-explanatory, but this is more about, going into that inner realm and seeing things different and having the wheel turn in your favor, of course. And this fortune may be something that you find within yourself at this time, more so than the outside world, and having that show up, physically later after all this kind of work. After, I don't even want to call it work because it feels more fun than anything else. You know what I'm saying? This is an exploration of self and the world around you and the people that you meet, you know what I'm saying? And what you get, the wisdom that you get from these experiences that are coming in, but also taking the wisdom and experiences from the past as well in a yellow warrior type of way, where you've learned to ask the right questions, So that's what I got for the Who-kah Lounge today. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot of smoke, but definitely some good vibes with this today's energy, and just the energy overall as a collective in Taurus season. So with that being said, I wish y'all the best day of your life. Moving towards your dreams, your happiness with a passion, and not allowing anything or anyone, especially yourself, to get in your way. So, on behalf of Transformative Tarot, y'all have a beautiful day. Peace.